Hi everybody, this is Jeremy Schoonmaker, Pre-Sales Technical Consultant for the Channel MPS Group, and in this video I'll be showing you how to use the Custom Color Manager utility. So I've installed Custom Color Manager and I've actually gone ahead and printed a job to it, this picture of a chameleon. Now in the middle of the screen what I'm seeing is I'm seeing two versions of this picture. One is called the source base color map and the other one's called the output base color map. So this one on the left, the source, is basically what the document looks like with no modifications to the color. And then the right-hand one is what it will look like after the modifications that we're applying with the Custom Color Manager. So you'll see as we change things that this one on the right-hand side will update. Now you can turn one or the other of these off if you like, but I like keeping them both so I can see the differences. You can also zoom in if you want to individual parts of the document so you can see more closely what changes are happening, and you can use the hand to pan around the document. If you have multiple pages in that document, you can also move through those pages with these arrows here on the bottom. Now, when you print a job to this, the first thing you need to do is to choose the printer that you're going to output it to. Using the Custom Color Manager's an iterative process, you're going to want to be able to do this so that you can print your job and see, hey, is the color how I want it, or do I want to make more modifications, okay? So we need to be able to connect to a printer. And to do that, we can either use a printer discovery, which will find any compatible color printers on the network. Those would be HP FutureSmart 4.8 color printers or newer. Or you can enter in the IP address, okay? So if I type in the IP address and then I click the refresh button, it should give me a green check mark that says, yeah, this is a device that you can use. And then my printer discovery should be done here. Maybe not. Here we go. My page-wide color 586. So again, I can use either method, but now I'm pointing to a specific printer that I'm going to be modifying the color for. The next thing is you're going to go to the base color maps area. Now what you can do is you can choose a different source base color map, okay? Most of the time I don't really mess with this. It's usually using this Office sRGB or the printer default. But if you've already changed the color profile, if you've already done some changing in the driver, you might want to use, one of these others to have be your starting point. Otherwise, just leave it alone and then go here to the output-based color map. Now, the output-based color map is a little bit more important. This is going to be how it outputs, okay? So by default, it's the same as the source, but you can, again, start to change these. So you can say, okay, well, if I want to use photo RGB, maybe that looks a little bit better, and so I can start using that profile. Now this is going to be making changes to the overall color, and then you're going to continue to make changes from here. So this is kind of like what starting point you want. The first time you use this, click this refresh button, and it'll look for cloud color maps. These are ones that we've already created, and you'll see these that are all listed as cloud. So these we've created for other customers or other use. And you'll see there's quite a few competitive devices as well as other HP devices, including like Legacy Color for old HP color devices. So again, you can choose one of these, and then what I would do is you click print and then see how close you are, right? Maybe that's all you need to do, and all you need to do is change which color map that's outputted to, and you're good to go. So I'd print it, see where you're at, and then see if you need to iterate and make more changes or not. If you do want to make more changes, then you move down here to the presets area. Now the presets are going to be changes made to all of these sliders as well as changes to special effects, okay, which we'll talk about more in a second. So some of these presets are just darker or lighter or more green or more blue, okay? And you see all that's really changed is we've already moved one of these color balance sliders. And that's all that's changed with this more green preset as we moved the green or the magenta and the green balance up by 3, okay? So that's all that's happening on these presets. Again, you can see, hey, if all you needed to do was get a little bit increased saturation, print it, see if you like it. If you do, that's great because you don't have anything else to do. You're ready to deploy it. If you want to continue to make changes, then you want to come and start playing with these basic color settings. So you see there's 6 sliders, brightness, contrast, saturation, as well as balance. Here, color, real colors, cyan and red, magenta and green, and yellow and blue. So you can make these changes, and you'll see them reflected here in the document that you're printing. Okay, so here in the output base color map. Now, one thing to note is that If you have like a logo color that you want to be a little bit different, you need to be careful here because any of these changes you're making with the sliders are global changes, okay? So they apply to all colors, right? So if I want to change here and I say, hey, I've got this logo, I want it to be more red, you'll see as I move this slider to the red side, everything gets more red, okay? Or everything gets more cyan across the board. So if you make big changes here, where you've got the slider up past 5 or 6, just know that a lot of things are going to be changing in your document. So you maybe want to print a document that doesn't just have the logo, but has other color graphics and photos that you might be printing on it, just to make sure that you're not making things worse by using this. So you'll play with your basic color settings. I'll just make a couple changes here. And you'll say, again, print it out. See if you're happy with it and see if you're done. If you are, that's great. You're ready to deploy. If not, you could even move to the special effects. Now, some of these are kind of just are fun, and you must. I think there's limited use for some of them, but you see there's a 2-color one that just makes everything black and white, and whatever color you select. There's an appointed color which grays everything else out except for that one color, okay, or the 2 or 3 that you choose. You can erase colors, like say I don't want any magenta or blue. I could take those out if I wanted to. I can replace colors if I want to. Say, hey, I want to replace blue with yellow, or I want to replace green with red. Okay, so I can make these changes here. We've got an advanced color to gray, so it's going to choose to be black and white, but it's going to weight it based on which color you choose. So you see there's the different kind of black and whites you can do. There's also some color effects you can do here. So we've got combinations. This is kind of like moving towards like sepia or whatever your your Instagram filters might be. Okay, so there's some different color effects here that might be helpful. The one I think is the best that I like is this color shift, because the color shift allows you to actually shift an individual color, right? So if I say, hey, I want my greens a little bit different, I can go here and color shift greens and just modify those, okay? So it just changes the greens and then all the other colors stay the same. All right, so you'll play with these again. You'll print it out. Is it what you want? Hopefully the answer is yes, because at this point in time that you've used all the features here of the Custom Color Manager. And you can say, this is now what I'm happy with. If it would be smart while you're working on this to come up here to the presets, and you see how now it's changed copy to copy 1 of increased saturation. These presets can be saved off. So you might want to say, hey, this is now customer ABC profile. And what this allows you to do is come back to it later. So if you change, like let's say I change everything back to factory default, and I say, hey, I want to get back to where I was, I go here to that saved preset, and then I can get back to where I was. So this might be helpful if you're doing this in your office and then take it to your customer. You should probably also save this off each time before you print it so that the tool doesn't close. But that's basics what you want to do. So again, just to review, we're going to pick a printer. We're going to choose a source and base color map, downloading from the cloud if needed. We're going to apply a preset if you'd like, and then modify the basic color settings, and then apply special effects if you need to. And from there, you should have a color profile that you're happy with and that you're ready to deploy.